Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy III for the Nintendo Famicom system. It's time for our heroes Fang, Tupelo, Tanguini, and Baby Moo to head up the Crystal Tower, the Circus Tower, to hunt down Xande. And I skipped a little bit there, I guess, when I cut things out. I cut out a little bit too much there, but we all saw what that area was, so it was just a little battle there. So we get to the back here, we get to this door, and we use the Circus Key. And we're able to head up deeper, higher into the Circus Tower. So, this is the area where you can get the fabled Onion equipment. It's the best equipment in the game, but it can only be equipped by the Onion Knights. In order to get the equipment, you have to come across these rare dragons. There's a red dragon, a green dragon, and a yellow dragon. The red dragon can start appearing on this floor. It appears on floors 2 through 5. The yellow dragon appears on floors 3 and 6, and the green dragon appears on floors 4 and 7. So, I'm going to end up farming those dragons. Unfortunately, they're very, very rare, and it took like almost like 3 hours to get all 3 of them together. So there's a lot of cutting in this video, but hey, I got quite a few levels. I don't remember exactly what level I started at, but I pretty much ended, I think, level 50. So yeah, quite a few levels that I gained. So a lot of the enemies in here are susceptible to the sleep spell. You also want to use the silence spell, especially against that last enemy we saw, the Cum-Cums. They have a lot of very dangerous spells. They have Breaker, which turns you into stone. They have Instant Death spell. And even if they don't use those spells, they use like a level 3 elemental spells. They can use the level 3 ice, lightning, or fire. And they can take almost, 2,000, close to 2,000 hit points off of a character if they hit it. So, yeah, you definitely want to, that should be your first thing to do. Cast the silence spell on those guys. So, luckily our sages have a whole bunch of magic charges. That's basically how we're going to be using to heal ourselves up, using their magic outside of battles to heal up. And then when they get out of magic charges, then you can basically use an elixir to restore them up. I didn't have to use any elixirs. I'm pretty low on charges though. When I finish this episode, I'm pretty close to having to use an elixir, but... So yeah, I cut out about an hour worth of farming here to finally get to the Red Dragon. Thought I'd just try to get the stuff on the earliest floor possible. So here we have the Red Dragon. They can drop an Onion Sword or the Onion Shield. So we obviously don't want to get the shield because we always like to dual wield. The Red Dragon is the strongest of all the 3 dragons. This one, he's not susceptible to sleep, but you can silence it to prevent it from using some spells. So you can use, I'm using the strategy of just casting haste to haste up my 2 ninjas, Fang and Tupelo. You can also summon Bahamut. But I tried to save a lot of those charges for the Arise spell, because there's quite a few enemies who, like I said, there's Cum-Cums, even the Platinals can use Breaker too, and if they take a character out, you have to use that Arise to bring them back to their feet. So I try to avoid using the Bahamut level because it shares with Arise. So, but if you've been saving all your elixirs, you should have plenty of elixirs. And there's quite a few elixirs in treasure chests here, and also the dragons have a chance to drop elixirs as well. So, yeah, we got an elixir right there, so that was nice. That's their most common drop. So, here on the 3rd floor, this is where we can run into the yellow dragons now. This is kind of a windy floor. You kind of got to go up to the 4th floor, then back down to the 3rd floor. Kind of winds around, so... And got a little bit of messed up a capture card there, but There's a treasure chest there that we just picked up. You can see where we just had that short little walk there. And that treasure chest had another elixir. So like I said, we have to get up to the 4th floor here, and we have to kind of loop around and then head back down to the 3rd floor. So they got a little bit of running around to get a little bit of extra, mileage out of each of the floors. So something that Zeldas do a lot of. You kind of got to backtrack through floors. So. Luckily, the enemies, especially now, once we get out of, I think the first 2 floor enemies are really the worst, because you got those, the Cum wizards that can cast the death spell and turn you into stone. You also have those Azers, which can cast the hit all fire spells. Toward the top here, we're going to start running into those giants, those glass Loboses, and some dark generals, and they're not as bad, I think, as the enemies on the bottom floors. So we get a second Elder Staff. We're gonna equip that on Baby Moo. That'll increase her lightning, fire, and ice damage. And then we'll just give it the Golden Staff and give the Omni Rod. The Golden Staff gives +5 to Strength, but it only does a partial petrification 1/3. Which means you have to hit 3 successful hits to turn someone into stone. The Omni Rod, I think, has partial petrification 1/2, so you only have to hit twice. So we're not worried about that +5 strength because our sages ain't going to be really attacking anyway. They're going to be using their magic, so try to use magic. You have so many stats, especially like your 2nd level charges. You don't have any curing spells on that level. So feel free to use a lot of those charges, like your arrow charges, just in battle to get the 12 points needed to build up your job levels. So, we got these dark generals here. Like I said, they just physically attack, unlike the characters from the earlier floors that have a lot of powerful magic. So. Even in the back row, our ninjas are pretty strong and can deal a lot of damage, so... Yeah, that's one thing. There's a lot of back attacks here. Like I said, since I didn't grind any levels, really, you know, I don't want to say I'm under-leveled, but I'm definitely strong enough to beat the game, but I'm not, like, able to cakewalk things. Some things, you know, will ambush me. So, we have some more elixirs. We have plenty of elixirs, so, which is good because, like I said, this is a long dungeon, and we have another dungeon right after it, and a big boss gauntlet as well. So, we're back here on the 4th floor, but it's a short little trip now. On the 4th floor is where we could have run into, for the first time, the green dragons there on the 4th and the 7th floor. So this way it kind of looks symmetrical, but you want to go to the left, because to the right leads to a dead end. It gives the impression that, you know, the right and left sides mirror each other, but from the center there, but if you go over to the right, you're going to end up in a dead end, so. Let's keep going around here. Get up to the 6th floor, and that's the final floor where we can find the yellow dragon. The 5th floor there is the last place where we can find the red dragon. So if you didn't get the red dragon yet on, you know, floors 2, 3, or 4, then you're going to want to farm it there. So I went to my inventory here just to show I got a few more high potions. Some of the dark generals and the giant enemies, those glass logos, can drop high potions, and we're just going to see how that kind of just does the overflow. So because a little later on I get I'll get a high potion drop, and you'll see some stuff appearing in my inventory. So we just keep going. And this is basically symmetrical, right and left side mirror each other, but we want to go down both sides. We want to go both sides to get the treasure. We're going to start getting some more crystal gear for our second ninja, for Tupelo. Another new enemy here, the Thor enemy. So as you can see, they use a lot of thunder, so you don't want to use your thunder spell, so don't use any thunder spells or the a Freet summon, the Spark summon. So yeah, level 2 Ison, the Shiva, pretty good, like I said, because level 2 doesn't share any curative spells. So you're not really going to be using level 2 much. So you don't want to try to use like your level 1, level 3, level 5, and 7, I believe, are the ones that have all the different cure spells. So you don't want to be using those summons because you want to save those charges for healing. So there's a battle here with these glass Lobalus's. I kept this in because in this battle, you'll notice that once we defeat these guys, we're going to end up with, one of them is going to drop a high potion. Now we already have 99 high potions in our inventory, and that's going to cause, when that 100th potion goes into inventory, the game's not going to know what to do, and it's going to cause like an overflow glitch, and that can get certain things to appear in our inventory. So depending on the position of the item in your inventory and the item itself, can determine like what effects different things have. So yeah, we got 2 high potions there, and for some reason that made us spawn 99 of those Kaiser nunchucks to just magically appear in our inventory. And then some of those, if we get more high potions, then what ends up happening is some of those Kaiser Knuckles will, like, I guess it overflows. Goes from like 99 and then maybe get like 99 more, and it just overflows and then underflows. So then you end up with like 30 or 20 or something like that. So the game likes to tease you here. You see a lot of these water pools and you think, oh cool, this would be really, really nice to, you know, maybe touch one of them and maybe restore hit points, revive characters. But as you can see, they don't do that. So yeah, the game's just teasing you. The only way you're going to be re-healing your stuff here is via the elixirs. So this is the last floor where I can encounter a yellow dragon. So I'm going to farm a little bit of a thing here. So these guys can pretty much drop all the onion gear with the exception of the shield. So the armor, the gauntlets, the helm, or the sword. And it progressively is, the more common is like the armor, then the gauntlets, then the helm, and the sword. So when you're reading the drops from left to right, top to bottom, that's the order of common drop. So like elixir might be 25%, the armor is maybe like 14%, gauntlets and helm would be like 7%, and swords like 2%. So now for the bonus episode, I ended up like getting all my characters up to, you know, level 99, and basically just was gotten by, you know, running around here fighting this crystal thing, getting, you know, a bunch of onion gear. So I ended up getting full equipment for all of them. So as you can see, I ended up getting an onion sword there. So, but that sword is only equipable by onion knights. Onion Knights have really terrible stats, except for once they get level 88, that's when they start getting lots of stat growths. Up to then, they pretty much get like 1 stat per level. So yeah, they're really, really weak at the beginning, but then they start getting, you know, massive stat growths. They don't even get 1 stat per level. But like I said, then toward the end, they just get massive stat growths. So they actually max out all their stats at the end of the game. So if they have that good equipment, it gives a lot of bonuses, it gives a lot of high attack power, high defensive power, status ailment, protection. Yeah, you'll see the power of the fully equipped Onion Knight when we, in the bonus episode. So, finally got the rest of the Crystal Mail for our second ninja, Tupelo. We were just getting by with that Genji gear for a while, but we're actually going to replace the Crystal Helm mainly with ribbons for some of the bosses, but for physical attacks, the Crystal Helmet is a little bit better. So this is the last floor we could run into the Green Dragon. So here we go, we have the Green Dragon here. And this one can drop the shield, the helm, the armor, and the sword. So it loses the gauntlets, but gains the shield. So, yeah, if you going to get a full set of, 4 sets of gear, you're going to have to fight, like, all the different types of dragons, basically, to try to get everything. So, shield, not too important, so you can kind of avoid fighting the green one, but the green one actually was the most common one. It took me the least amount of time to find the green dragon. It took about an hour to get the red dragon, about 45 minutes to get the yellow dragon, and it only was about half an hour to get the green dragon. So yeah, that's a lot of time, but compared to it's half the time basically to get that red dragon. So hey, we got an onion shield. Not that we'll use it, so. We got to head into this little thing here. Luckily, we're climbed all of the tower, so now we just got to head into this center room, where unfortunately Xande, the main antagonist of the game, has set his final trap. Get on in here. Ooh, we got some scary dragons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scary dragons, and uh-oh. Anyone reflected in this mirror gets petrified by the curse of the 5 worms. Worms eat up. Oh no, what are our heroes gonna do? Find out in the next episode. Take care, have a good one. See you then. Bye.